Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at The X-Files, the second season. And this is episode 4, Sleepless, from 1994. Now, previously, we had Blood, and then the next episode will be Dwayne Barry. Now, this was transmitted on the 7th of October 1994 on the Fox network. And on the 18th of September 1995 in the UK, it was transmitted on BBC Two. The story is written by Howard Gordon, who was a great contributor in terms of writing for the X-Files. He did, in terms of his writing, 20 episodes, which is pretty good, I would say. And they were in season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 4. He also had a producing capacity as well, and he went on and was involved in so many great series as a producer. And this incidentally is quite an interesting, important episode in terms of, though it's considered a Monster of the Week episode, it has a lot of other elements which fit in to the general conspiracy that is going to unravel in this second season. Now, this is directed by Rob Bowman, another great contributor to the X-Files. He did 33 episodes as a director. In season 1, he just did one, which incidentally was Gender Bender. And then he went on in season 2, season 3, season 4. You get a pattern, season 5, season 6, and season 7 was his last one that he directed. And that was in the year 2000 to 2001, season 7. Fantastic contribution, and he does a really good job on this episode. I think it's what you expect, and you get it. Now, I always talk about the mixture with the locations in the filming. This time we've got Rogers area in Vancouver, and we've got Pacific Central Station, Vancouver, which I think we've had before. And then we've got more filming in North Vancouver. It all adds up fantastic to the whole look of this show. And the music, of course, is the same. Mark Snow, brilliant. So we'll look at the cast. The cast is David Duchovny as Fox Mulder, Gillian Anderson, Dana Scully, now very heavily pregnant. Then we've got Stephen Williams returning as X, and he's going to feature more again. And then we've got William B. Davis as the Smoking Man. You've got to have the Smoking Man, haven't you? And then we've got Mitch Pileggi, plays Walter Skinner, their boss. He pops up again. And then we've got Nicholas Lee, who's playing Alex Krycek. Now he's going to become quite a figure in the X-File, a reoccurring character, and he's going to be a very interesting character, definitely. He is basically playing the rookie FBI agent, which Mulder has to work with, and I don't think Mulder's that keen. He's missing Dana Scully, isn't he? That's why he's on the phone a lot, and she's doing autopsy work. But as I say, with the filming, that there's a reason for all this because of her pregnancy. But I like the fact you can see that. I don't think Fox Mulder is that happy really to have this one on board, and of course, as we realise, and the end kind of there's a bit right at the end scene where we see that Krychek could be a threat, a danger, in fact. Yeah, he's there for a reason, definitely. And of course, he's warned by the X. I'm trying to, that's what they call him anyhow now. He's the deep throat character, Steve Williams. He's really warned about this. But anyhow, it's interesting how this is all going to unfold. Now, I think what's interesting about this episode, there's a lot of interesting things about this episode. I think it's quite a key part, really, of how this season is going to go. But the guest star in this is, I can't believe it, is Tony Todd. He plays Augustus Cole. Tony Todd, what a legend. Oh, in his film roles. I was just looking at some of the film roles that he's in. He's obviously quite famous for certain ones, but he was in Platoon, I didn't know, going back to 1986. But of course, it's Candyman, yes, 1992. That's where we see him and recognize him. Oh, yes. And then, of course, he was in Candyman Farewell to the Flesh on the title, 1995. He was also, I didn't realize he was in The Rock, the Sean Connery film, Nicolas Cage. And then the films that I love. He's not in it much, but I love him in, because they happen to be amongst my all-time favourite films series. He's in Final Destination 2000. Wow, he's really great in that. And of course, Final Destination 2, 2003, is in that one. In Final Destination 3, we only hear his voice, and I think it's supposed to be the devil. That is in 2006. I think that's in the fairground bit where we get the devil voice, but he does that. And also, he was he's going to be in Final Destination Bloodline, which is a new one next year, 2025, which hopefully will be a good film, because I love him. I don't want him to spoil this series of films. I absolutely love him. But other interesting things, which a lot of horror people enjoy, is the Hatchet series of films. He was in Hatchet 2, 2010. Also, he was in Victor Crowley, 2017, which is known also as Hatchet 4. So, wow, I'm excited about all those. And also, I should mention as well, it's important, you remember they did a remake of Candyman, or call it a sequel. They did another one that was in 2021. Well, of course, they had to have him. He's in that as well. Well, you can't have Candyman without the Candyman, can you? But he's in this episode, and it's so refreshing to see him. I just love seeing him, and he just adds something already in the part he's playing. It is absolutely fantastic. So, what is this about? Well, we see right at the beginning that this um, incident happens where there's a fire, and we see a fire around, and the one who's doing the fire, who dies, he's trying to put it out. When they come to do the postmortem, there's no sign of fire at all. There's the fire extinguisher there, and that is the mystery. Why is there no sign of the fire? That we see. But of course, Mulder goes in to investigate with this new agent, let's say the rookie agent, Krychek, who, as I say, I don't think is very happy about it. And of course, we see Dana Scully, Gillian Anderson, of course, pregnant. But we just see her in the doing her autopsies in the FBI Academy, and you can see what I like is you see the warmth even in that exchanges in their relationship. And even she's not, I don't think, very pleased that he's got another assistant. Yeah, it's like you can see it all in there. So when they start investigating, it's revealed in some ways. They find out that there's been these sleep deprivation experiments. Now, X, who we've seen, has handed over this file to Mulder, and which is all about these experiments which have been happening in terms of Vietnam on these soldiers, as often is the case, government kind of things that are all supposedly hush hush, and they damaged a lot of soldiers. So what we actually see is that one of the veterans, which is of course Tony Todd, his character playing somebody called Augustus Cole, he can project his consciousness into other people's minds, which effectively then to kill them. He can conjure up these images, these dark images, which lead to their death, which kills them. It's a great story. I love this story. And it works so well. You just can't help but think, wow, this just sails by as they do when you're enjoying it. And I loved it. Absolutely loved this. And of course, that revelations right at the end, we can see now that they need to get rid of one of the Mulder or Scully, and I think that Scully is the real threat. We see the smoking man making a few utterances, and of course Krychek there, and so we know the direction it's going to go because, as I say, Gillian Anderson had to leave the series. They had to take her out of the show, but they thought, well, we could use this into the actual stories of the series, and that's what they do. And it's great. It's a great build up, and I love this. Even though it's considered one of those monster of the week stories, it is a lot more than that, really. It's got all these elements all set up nicely and suggesting that there's a lot more to come. Brilliant. That's it, really. I can't recommend this enough as usual. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. And before I go, as always, I show you what you can already see, but this is it. This is the small box set within the big box set with all the wonderful, great episode seasons with all these wonderful episodes in. And say this is just season 2. Fantastic. And that's it. Better go now. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And we'll let you know when I produce these videos. And also, you can have a look in the playlist and you can see all the things that I do, all of the films I review, all the TV series, music as well, a lot of nostalgia influenced things. have a look at them. But if you like this particular video, please give this a like, because then it helps get it out onto YouTube and all the algorithms and all that stuff, and hopefully other people might enjoy it. And also, if you've got any comments, please put some comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always answer them. And that's it, really. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.